The trial of Dominique Pelicot shocked France. It revealed terrible crimes of sexual violence. The case focused on Dominique Pelicot and how he abused his wife, Giselle. For over 10 years, he drugged and raped her. He also invited other men to hurt her. The trial showed a dark side of French society. It showed how some people think about consent and sexual violence. People were angry and wanted change. The trial showed how bad Pelicot's crimes were. He used the internet to find men who would join in. The trial also showed how brave Giselle Pelicot was. She chose to let people know her name. This gave other victims a voice. Some people went to jail because of the trial, but many thought the sentences were too light. This made people talk more about how courts handle sexual assault cases. The Pelicot trial is a very sad part of recent French history. The trial changed things. It made French society face hard truths about sexual violence. People wanted the laws to change. It also made everyone talk about consent, blaming victims, and how to keep people safe. The Pelicot trial reminds us that there is still much work to do. Dominique Pelicot was found guilty of many terrible crimes. The worst was the rape of his wife. This abuse went on for over 10 years. He gave her drugs to make her sleep so she couldn't say no. Then, Pelicot invited other men to rape her. Pelicot used the internet to find these men. He found men online who wanted to hurt Giselle. The trial showed just how many people were involved. Over 50 men were part of it. The court sent Dominique Pelicot to prison for 20 years. This showed how serious his crimes were. But many people thought this wasn't long enough. They felt the punishment didn't match how badly he hurt his wife. Giselle Pelicot was very brave during the trial. She chose to let people know who she was. This is very rare in sexual assault cases. Giselle wanted people to hear her story. She didn't want to be quiet because of shame. By speaking up, Giselle helped other victims feel strong. Many people in France admired her. She became a symbol of fighting back against sexual violence. Her choice to speak up challenged the idea that victims should stay silent. Giselle's bravery went beyond the trial. She worked hard to change French laws. She wanted to make sure victims of sexual violence were safer. Her work showed how important it is to change laws about marital rape and consent. The Pelicot trial changed French society. It made everyone talk about consent and sexual violence. The case showed how often these things happen. It also showed that the legal system doesn't always handle these cases well. The trial made people angry and they protested. They wanted justice for Giselle and other victims. The case showed that people who do these things need harsher punishments. It also showed how important it is to help survivors. One of the biggest changes from the trial was that people wanted new laws. Activists and lawyers wanted changes to how French law defines and prosecutes rape. They said the current laws didn't protect victims enough. The Pelicot trial made people want to change things.